You guys will have access to this recording as well. So if you want to, you could get it from Facebook. You could ask me for it and I'll get you the link as well. All right. So first of all, we are now live. Hello, everybody on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. All of that fun stuff. Thank you guys so much for looking at this. And I definitely want to acknowledge you just like I was acknowledging these beautiful ladies. You're taking a look at your life, you're taking yourself on. And so that's so important. And the topic we're going to be looking at today is removing depression and staying uplifted for the holidays. And a perfect question that we got today from Miss Tammy, kudos, is how does this help with stop beating ourselves up? So I'm going to mention to you 8 specific points that you want to include, but also in those points, part of it is how you can stop beating yourself up. So it's a great question. And the idea is you just get into a practice, right? You practice self-hypnosis, self-programming, mindset stuff every single day. So you could either get up in the morning and you can practice, wow, it's a really good day. I love that the sun came up and I'm not waking up into darkness and there is no sun at all. And I love that my body's holding in my intestines, right? There's so many things we could be grateful for that are almost weird. I'm grateful that I have my fingers and my toes, because without my toes, I wouldn't walk right. I can, grip things. Otherwise, I'd be stumpy. So there's things that we could be grateful for that are almost funny, but they're true. So if we let ourselves be grateful for anything, right? I'm grateful that I have eyeballs so I can see. I'm grateful that my body's breathing for me, because with my forgetfulness, I probably would forget. So we can wake up in such joy and be grateful for all of these amazing things. And we can allow ourselves to wake up and go, ugh, here I am getting up again to another day of this crap, and I don't want to be here. And so just notice that both is a practice. It's a programming that you're doing for yourself. And so if we wake up in the midst of things like, oh, my body this, I can't wear that, everything's going to look bad on me this, my hair that, my face this, my skin this, then we're actually practicing a negative self-programming of self-abuse. And it's essential to know that. And if we don't know it, we don't know how to stop it. And so the more you catch yourself doing that now, as we're talking about it, the more you can go, oh my gosh, I'm creating a programming of beating myself up. I'm creating a programming of not being good enough. I'm creating a programming, and whatever it sounds like, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not smart enough, I'm too smart, I'm not getting paid for my worth, I don't feel like I should deal with money at all. Like whatever that conversation is for you, and you might be like, wow, it's all of those. It's being able to take a look and realizing it's just a subconscious programming. Some of it you're aware of on a conscious level, the stuff you're saying to yourself, but what's underneath about it is actually on a subconscious, deeper level. And that's where you want to allow yourself to start doing some work. So I just want to ask you guys, as I'm going forward, any of the things that I've shared so far kind of ringing true for you? Oh, look at the kitty tail. I love that color.
Here she is. It has for me. It's been about 5 weeks, and the first 2 of the 5 weeks I was in a bad place, and then I met you and I started changing some things, and I'm doing so much better. I have to practice everything that you are teaching, and if I don't, then I fall back into my old habits. So in the morning when I get up, I get my coffee and I start going through my positive morning ritual, which is telling myself that I go through the I ams, and I'm grateful, and all the little things I'm grateful for. And I mean, I'm feeling so much better. I'm doing so much better. It's a practice. As I said yesterday, it's like if you want to build muscle, you have to work on it every day.
100%. And
yes.
Can you, looking back, can you see that you actually were practicing just the other way?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was something that I think it's just like a song in your head for a while. After a while, you get to doing it. And pretty soon it's just what I did. It's the negative self-talk. It's the fear that comes out. And it certainly isn't a very good way to start your day.
No, not at all. That's awesome. And so the interesting thing for when we're on that programming, we don't understand what's kind of running it. But one of the activities that I recommend is taking a picture of yourself when you're little, when you're a teenager, when you're a young person, and be able to look at those and look kindly on them and speak kindly and reinforce the things that might have been scary then, like, oh my gosh, nobody loves me. Oh my gosh, I'm always going to be rejected. Oh my gosh, I'm always going to be alone. But take the now knowing and be able to speak to that little one and say, I love you. I'm always going to be here for you. And so many people are going to love you. You're going to be an amazing person. You're going to make a difference in the world. Things that your younger you wouldn't have known that you know now, your current you, that can go, I'm amazing, right? I do amazing things. I make amazing art. I make people smile. I make a difference in the world just by existing, right? When I say hi to people, they're like, hi, they're excited to see me. Where that little one didn't feel that way. And so because you share the same heart and the same mind, when you're speaking, that little one can go, oh, I believe that. I feel that. And so the interesting thing is you're sharing that love and that connection to the little one, that love and connection and acceptance is coming back. And so that creates that I am good enough. I am loved. I am wonderful. I'm going to grow up and be this great person. I can't wait. And it just shifts everything. We have the belief that we can't change our past, but that practice actually helps us change perspective from our past. It's very interesting. And so, Cami, if you can allow yourself to do that, it would be very, very helpful.
Not when I'm in fight or flight. I know all this stuff, but I'm too close to my mom and she's abusive and I know it. And I what I see, like just right in this moment when we're talking, because this is a calm, safe space. Like what I see is that what's going on with me is I'm like, I promised I'm going to Costa Rica. Well, I get Christmas money. That was what I was going to use to move to Florida. I've been looking in Sarasota for a place. So if I use some of the Christmas money, then I'll have less money to move with. And then I get scared again. So I'm like, oh my God, that means I'm never going to get out of here. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And that's where I go. And like, I was there. Like,
those thoughts right there, what you want to notice is those thoughts right there are what's frightening you. So that's where you want to catch yourself. Like, whoa, I'm beating myself up with these scary thoughts.
And I can't catch it. I just am there because I don't see a way out, even though it may be right in front of my face. I don't see it because it's so urgent to me to get out of here. You know what I mean? And move on and live.
So here's a practice. When it starts to happen, and we're going to do a little bit of that today as well. We're going to do meditation around the holidays. As soon as you start to feel that fear, allow yourself to create it like an anchor. So an anchor reminds you of something, like if you tie a string around your finger to remind you to do something, or if you take your keys and you kind of hit them on the table and you say, okay, my keys are here on the counter. So the sound reminds you that they're on the counter. Saying that to yourself reminds you you're creating an anchor. So the anchor will be as soon as I feel that stress, and notice where you feel the stress. When I feel fear, I feel it in my esophagus, that tightening here. I feel it in my throat. I start to feel my blood pressure go up. Wherever it is you feel it, connect to that feeling. Okay. So as soon as I feel that feeling, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to remind myself I'm okay. I'm going to remind myself I'm safe. I'm going to be speaking safety and love into myself. You're immediately calming your body. You're immediately calming your sympathetic system. You're putting yourself into parasympathetic mode. You're calming your heartbeat. And you're just reminding yourself, I know how to make money. I know my focus is I'm going to move. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And because I want to allow myself this trip, it's going to take a little bit more time. And I'm okay with that.
I'm not okay with that, though.
Well, but that's where we talked about this the last time. You have to decide, do I want to do this trip and spend the money? Or do I want to take this money and help me move? Like that's the piece you've got to make up your mind about. And I thought you made up your mind about the trip, but if you've changed your mind, then that's where you've got to say, okay, I've changed my mind. I think it was a bad idea. I need this money to do this. So, or I just need to find other ways to make some other income quickly so I can do both. But what you're doing right now is you made a decision to do the trip and now you're beating yourself up about it.
Exactly.
And so you get to decide, how am I going to stop beating myself up about it? Either I'm going to find a way to make up that money that I'm spending, and I'm going to get a couple jobs and do it immediately. That's one way, right? Or I'm going to change my mind and put that money back over here, and I'm not going to do that. And so that's where you write down the pros and cons of what it is you want to do. And being able to say, okay, I'm cool with getting a couple jobs or one job that's going to get me what I need for the next couple months to fill that money back in. So it's just being able to see those decisions need to be made instead of taking the time to beat yourself up and make yourself wrong and put yourself in that guilt. Just be able to go, oh, now that we're talking about it, I can totally see I was just practicing negative programming. I was just practicing sitting into the fear, but the fear is actually telling you you need a plan of action. Fear is there to tell us we need to create a safety plan. And so fear is actually very helpful. And so now you can take a look and go, okay, so my safety plan is I need to get a part-time or full-time job for the next couple weeks to fill this in. So I have it for my move. And then that helps you to get calm again because you've created a safety plan.
I need
Makes
to
sense?
sell some artwork is what I need to do.
Say that part again.
I need to sell more artwork is what I need to do. I can do that really quickly. And
okay, perfect. So then set yourself up with some more ways that you can sell it. Getting on some more shows, getting on some more Zooms, set those up, plan them on your calendar, look at your calendar, how many you need, who do you need to talk to, put that on your calendar as well. That is your safety plan. And that will make the fear go away.
I don't have any, like, I already did the show for everybody. So like, I don't have any more circles to do it with. I mean,
so you're going to have to get out there into the social media and just be talking to people, go to networking
I could talk
events.
to Stephanie. She wanted her friends to come. I knew if I just calmed down and talked about this, I would probably find actions that I could take.
Absolutely.
I could talk to Stephanie. My girlfriend said she wanted to buy a painting and a sculpture or a pottery. So those are two actions.
There you go. Write those down. Write them down. Get them out of your head.
That's exactly what's going on. It's like I'm not finding my solution. So I'm just staying in that fear and I'm going 1,000 miles an hour and I don't know
what you did is you slowed down with your breath.
Yeah.
You slowed down with your body. You slowed down with your thinking. You stepped out of the problem and into solution. You stepped out of, this is about mom and this is about money and it's about calming yourself and seeing what's the plan of action you need to take. Right? And you just did that. It's duplicatable. You can do it again and again and again. And so that's why it's important. And I'm here every Wednesday, so you keep coming back to make sure that you get that support. And this actually kind of goes over all of the 8 points that I wanted to discuss, and then we'll actually do another meditation about it. So the 8 ways in being able to remove that depression or remove that stress, remove that negative thinking, is you stop overthinking and you visualize what it is that you want. And in this case, we're talking about for the holidays. So it's creating that relationship that you want. It's creating that dinner that you want. It's creating that communication that you want. It's creating the love that you want. Being able to connect and share your emotions with somebody you trust. So if it's a loved one, if it's myself, if it's when you're connecting to groups like you guys are connecting in the Facebook group, where you're being able to share so you can have that sounding board like you guys just did. You also are stepping out of big stuff, right? You've got like all these scary things and feeling all not good enough. And, and we kind of get stuck in, well, it's happening because of this and it's happening because of that. And it's happening because of this. And we end up giving away, they say the term giving away our power. But basically what it means is when I think it's because of out there, I can't fix out there. But when I realize it's happening because of my thinking, or it's happening because of my way of believing, I can change that. Oh, that's great. I've got that plan of action now. And also what you did is you began to understand what the emotions are telling you. So being able to see, okay, so fear isn't telling me I need to panic. Fear is telling me I need to create a safety plan. What could that safety plan look like? And sometimes if we're stuck in our stuff, we can. And so that's why it's important to have a coach, right? Just like on sports, you have the coach out there telling you what to do because they can see it from the outside. The player is not also the coach. They can't.
If it wasn't for Mindy, I wouldn't even have had that show that I had and sold a $2,000 painting. Like, that's
Yep,
amazing.
she guided you. And just so you guys know, Mindy is a coach that we work with. We're working with her with Dream Builders program. So it could actually be something to look into if you guys are interested.
I think, okay.
And Mindy has an art collector that's interested in.
Oh, write that down. See, you got it out of your head, and now your mind is being creative. It's starting to get
And I could
juiced
not
up.
get there on my own. I mean, I've been like,
And that's okay.
You know what I mean?
Give yourself permission to know that that can be true. And like, I can't get to some places on my own either. My husband and I have our therapist, and I just love him to pieces. Right? So when we are in our stuff, our emotions are so high, our all of our body response is so high, our thought process is racing so quickly that we literally cannot. It's not like there's something wrong with you. You literally cannot slow those systems down when they're on super fast mode, right?
And then I do my stocks, and then it goes the wrong way, and I feel stupid, and that makes it worse.
Now you have more proof.
Yeah.
So what you want to notice is that's not really proof. It's just an activity that you're doing, and it didn't go well, right? I saw something the other day, if I can remember the words. It said, through experience, you gain success. The way to gain experience is through failure. I was just like, oh, that's perfect. Because as you're practicing, you're going to mess up. You go down a dead end road, you don't get out and start beating up the car. Well, you go down a dead end road and you realize that's the road not to go down anymore.
When my mind is, like you just said it, and I heard Mindy say it, but I haven't been able to stop it myself, even with my meditations.
You just did. You just did. It was guided, but you just did. You slowed yourself down. So that's, I'm stopping you on purpose, not to interrupt you for rudeness, but I'm stopping that thought pattern so you can go, shh, yes, I did. You allowed yourself to stop. You slowed down your breathing. You allowed yourself to start thinking about what I was saying. Okay, what if I do have some other ideas? And what if fear is not a bad thing? What if fear is actually helping me to think of the safety plan I need to create? The safety plan I need to create is bringing money back into that pot. And so I need to bring in income. What are some of the methods I can bring in the income? So you shifted out of the fear into creating safety, which is the plan of action that you need. That's exactly what you did to calm your mind, calm your body, and begin to take a real action. We tend to get stuck in thinking that thinking is the action, that panicking is the action. But if we allow ourselves to go, wait, this panic just means I've gotten to a super high level of fear. Fear is there to tell me I need to feel safe. What's my safety plan? I need to bring in income. That would make me feel safe. Okay, what are the ways I can do it? And in that process, you calm down your thinking. You calm down your body. You moved out of the panic into the solution. You did that. You just had me guiding you, but you still did that. And so now you can no longer say to yourself, I can't, because you did it. You see that? Yeah, that's cool. The mind wants to say no, but you can. And that actually takes me to a couple of the other points that we did. You set boundaries with yourself. You evaluated, what am I doing with my relationship to myself? What am I doing with my relationship with money? You evaluated that. You also were able to take a look at what you can control, and you removed yourself from looking at all these other things that seemed like it was the issue. And you're like, oh, okay, this is the issue. I can take care of this. I can recognize my role in the situation and I can change that, right? And then a couple other points. We want to make sure that we're careful with social media and careful with comparisons. That can really be a sticker. Making sure you're getting enough sleep, enough exercise. And what you just did is you allowed yourself to be calm in your mind. You gave yourself a little bit of leave her alone with these negative stuff, put that down. You left that alone and you were quiet. Oh my gosh. And now all this stuff, I could do this and I could do that. And Stephanie's name came up and Mindy's name came up and the art gallery came up. And now your mind is like a whiteboard ready to create. And I can hear the squeaky marker with Stephanie's name and Mindy's name. And now these new things. And okay, I could do that today. I can do all these. Yeah, I got it all out of my mind. So my mind is feeling clear and creative. And that's where you function the best. That's also where Sandy functions the best. She's also very creative.
So what happens after this call if none of these things work and I go back into the?
If
my friend said I'm addicted.
one of them is going to work. One, because we know Stephanie, right? We know she's going to keep pondering this till she gets it figured out with you. Two, we know it's going to work with Mindy because Mindy's going to keep pondering this until they have figured it out with you. Wednesday, I'm here every Wednesday, so you know you can keep coming back, right? So there's no, it's not going to work. There is just maybe, okay, so this one isn't going to get me where I want. What's the next one? Because there's lots of dead ends, but there's also lots of streets that go through. So just because we hit the dead ends doesn't mean that we can't get through. It just means that way is not the way. And so we don't have to go, I don't even need to drive anymore. I can't get where I want to.
I mean,
just get out of the car and set it on fire.
I was like last night going, all right, so I could sell my car for 15,000, and because I also want to do this investment that would create passive.
That's another option. Write those things down. Whether they're something you're going to do or not, write it down. Write down any investment you're thinking about. Write down any job you're thinking about. Write down any person. Get it out of your head. Don't ruminate on it in here. Get it out on paper so your mind gets to be clear. Let your mind be the place that you create. So the mind is where you create the art, but then you're going to take the art out so you have a new canvas.
I mean, that is an option. If I sold it for 15, put 10 in.
But write down the pros and cons. That's something that you've got to do. Because yes, that might be a great idea up front, but is it going to be a great idea long term if you want to move and need your car?
Well, I need my car to get the art to the art show in New York.
Yeah, so it may not be a good idea long term. So then that's where you look at the pros and cons and you're able to go, I like the idea quickly, but to get a new car right now, they're very high. They're very high.
They are?
Yes, even a new used car, the prices have gone up crazy like apartments. So it would be a good idea to keep that in mind and be like, you know what, I think I'll keep the car and find a way that I can make this 1,500 or 15,000 or and then be able to go, I'd like the car. The car's got more asset value in everything it's going to help me do, maybe to get the job, to get the art where it needs to be able to move. So it might be that it's more of a pro to keep it and more cons to get rid of it. So go through that process. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to be able to give you guys time to just sit in this meditation. So did you have any other questions that we can actually address next session, next Wednesday? I want to make sure to put them, jot them down. Because what questions you guys ask actually guides me to what topic I make next Wednesday. And it's okay if you don't have any right now, no pressure.
What if somebody said I'm addicted to the chaos or whatever, like the drama?
Okay, that's a good question. The chaos and drama. That's actually a perfect theme.
Because that's where I grew up and that's what I'm used to.
I can identify with that.
Even though it's
so
not
I'm
what
going
I
to use
want.
that question.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when
It's
you
like,
say that you can relate to it, Sandy, what comes up for you?
well, I grew up with a lot of trauma in my life and a lot of stuff going on. And I think that it's a comfort feeling. Like I
Familiar.
Yes, it's familiar. And that's what, so I can give you an example. Christmas, for instance, when I was a child, it was always a mess. And as much as I loved it, I hated it because there was always a downside to it, always a disappointment, always something that happened that there was always an issue. And looking back and all our little things that I've done in the past, every time we've done something, there's always been an issue. And I think it's because that's how I grew up. That I would create an issue just because of the feeling that I had.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yes, and I
That's
so identify
awesome
with
that you're
that.
aware of that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
but
really
how do
awesome.
we like, well, getting on these calls is one way. Like
There
getting
you go.
face
Look,
to
you
face.
caught yourself. You caught
Mhm.
yourself. You did it just this quickly. You're already catching
Mhm.
yourself and noticing and being
Like
able to
having
pay
this
attention.
like seriously, Tammy, I feel calm right now, and I haven't been able to get, like, I'm smart, I'm amazing, I'm powerful. I haven't been able to get myself into this calm space on my own, and that also scares me. You know what I mean?
Well, you just haven't had time to practice it yet and make it
Mhm.
become you, right? Just like before you drove, driving, the idea of getting in a car would have been like, I'm gonna die. But now that you've practiced, getting into a car is like no big deal. You don't think about putting the key in. You don't think about where's the gas. You don't think about where's the brake. You just do it automatically. Everything.
Mhm.
But you know how many steps there are to driving?
Mhm.
A lot of them, but they're automatic now because once the brain is really cool. Once the brain learns something, it drops it into your automatic brain and your subconscious brain, you don't have to think about it. So the more you practice doing this hands-on, that's why I stopped you and said, let's practice immediately. Because we just trained the brain. Oh, I can stop and I could do it immediately. We anchored to stopping and relaxing. So that's why it worked, because you just trained your brain how to do it differently. And a little bit of that is dropping into your automatic. And the more you practice it, more and more of it drops into your automatic before you realize you're like, I feel pretty much calm all the time anymore. Just like I feel like I can drive automatically anymore.
And then when my friend said you're addicted to it, that's what also added to my fuel
Mhm.
to the
Mhm.
fear fire, because then I felt helpless.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have this idea that addiction. Oh, good morning, Tony. Big hearts to Tony. He gave us a good morning. Even though an addiction, because we've kind of been taught like we are, there's nothing we can do if we're addicted. But how many people quit something they're addicted to? Right? Lots of
Mhm.
people. But
Yeah.
other people, because they have other stuff they haven't dealt with, that addiction is helping them cope with that other stuff.
Mhm.
But that's not always broken down for us. And there's a whole lot of stuff that, people who deal with addictions would tell you that it's a disease and people can't get out of it. And okay, maybe that's true for somebody, but how many people have gotten out of it? How many
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands of people have gotten out of it? So it's what we want to steer toward. It's what you want to shift yourself toward. And that's something you're shifting out of, right? An addiction, if you think about it, is just a habit that we've allowed ourselves to continue to do that the body is creating chemical response to, right? And so anything we do creates chemical response. So you can allow yourself to create new addictions, right?
Mhm.
What I'm doing with you guys, I'm totally addicted to it. I love it so much. It so excites me all the time that I can help change somebody's life. Like I'm totally addicted to that, but I want that one. So we
That's
create,
healthy.
yeah, we create the
Mhm.
ones we want. You can become addicted to talking to people about your art and creating new art with people in mind that you want to sell it to. Like we create our addictions, all of them, but the good ones and the bad ones, right? And not bad, like, oh my gosh, you're a bad person, but the ones that really aren't moving us in a good direction.
I can bring
So
up one thing as far as like Joyce. I was telling you that Joyce Meyer was one of the people that kind of got
I
me
love her. Yeah.
going. And one of the things she used to talk about all the time was how she was addicted to figuring things out. And boy, oh boy, that hit me right in the
Oh my God, I
head.
have
So
that too. I
yeah,
have that
yeah. And
too,
then you're
and I
always
don't
trying
get
to
anywhere.
you don't get anywhere because there's no figuring it out. So that's why I fly by the seat of my pants. I kind of let things go and usually things will come to me. But when I'm trying so hard to focus in on what I'm trying to figure out, or, why is this happening, or why can't I get this done, or whatever, it's my vision is on figuring it out versus listening to what else I need to listen to. So
Yep.
yeah, I get that really. I mean, so much. I'm not doing
Sorry,
it
I'm
as much. I
talking
just
so
say
much.
I'm just gonna let it flow, So
Beautiful. That's
it's hard to
awesome.
let it flow.
It used to be hard, but now you're
It's getting
practicing and it's
easier.
getting easier.
Right,
Yep.
right, right.
It's important that we catch ourselves in the way that we say stuff, because otherwise we might find
Yes,
ourselves believing that it's too hard.
Oh my God, I just had a great idea. If I cycle through this, I can listen to this recording of this show thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you totally can. And you can listen to it anytime it comes up. You can listen to it when you're resting. You can listen to it even in your sleep. Because we're not doing any deepeners, you can listen to the part where we're not doing any deepeners, like meaning relaxing. When I do the meditation, that's more relaxing. So that part you wouldn't want to listen to driving. But even this part where we're just talking, you could even listen to it when you're driving, because driving is very hypnotic. But some people say that my voice is really relaxing. So if you feel that way, then it's probably not good to listen to it while you drive. But my point is, anytime you're relaxing, you can let your mind absorb it. And anytime you don't feel relaxed, you can let your mind absorb it. So absolutely 100%. I'm glad that see these new things you're thinking of. Like you went from I can't to, oh my gosh, I have so many ways that I can calm myself down and calm my body down and start to think. Yeah, look at that.
I mean, and I'm having an art show in Soho in New York City where I can raise my prices and make more money, which is really what I truly want.
Yep. And really what it is, Cammie, is you're stepping into, I am worth it. I am worth getting my art out there. I'm worth talking to people about it. I'm worth letting people just like love what I do. I deserve it. Like that's really what the money is about. It's a reflection of I'm stepping up and saying, oh my gosh, this is so important. Let me share this with you. And yes, I created it and I'm so cool and I love it, right? That's what it's a reflection of. You're starting to fall in love with yourself, and that's really great. And so is Miss Sandy. And I love it. Yeah. I love you guys. Okay. So just this last few minutes, we're going to go ahead and just relax and kind of do like a meditation. So if you guys want to, you can go ahead and close your eyes and just feel good. And just like you were saying, what we're going to do is during this time, we're going to give our minds, our bodies permission to release any old thoughts, any old habits, and just allow yourself to feel it like washing off of you, like you're standing under a beautiful waterfall of love, of colors, of light. It's just beautiful. And as you're allowing that washing over you, you're feeling so good. You're feeling so positive. It's like this shield of protection that's just washing over your body, and it's washing away any old beliefs, any old negative thoughts, anything that was bothering you, anything around the holidays, anything around relationships. You're just letting it wash off, and you feel like you're a sponge absorbing the beautiful waters. You just feel it like helping you to expand, feeling in total control of your thoughts and your emotions. You're allowing yourself to see that negative thoughts were helpful, negative emotions were helpful. They're just guiding you, no longer needing to judge them or shame them. And you just see they're just washing away. And when they come back, you learn how to hear what they're saying. And you take in a nice deep breath, breathing in all of that love, all of that light, all of that energy, feeling it washing over you, hearing beautiful music flowing into your ears, flowing into your body. Any nervous tension, any stress, it's just gone. Instead, you continue to breathe in, allowing that positive light, all of the work you've been doing, just washing over you, allowing yourself to realize you are doing this work. You are a beautiful, amazing person. You're allowing yourself, giving yourself permission, speaking to yourself, I deserve this. I receive it. I let myself open up to stepping out into this old negative way of living, and instead realizing it was just a practice. It was just a habit. And if I got addicted to it, that's okay. I just acknowledge this is where I got myself. It was a way to help me cope. I realized that way is the old way. I don't need to do that anymore. And if I need to, I get extra help from the doctor, from the therapist. But for now, I'm practicing with my mind. I'm practicing with my emotions, releasing that, practicing a new perspective, a new understanding. I'm helping myself to realize I'm releasing those experiences that I would bring myself down and beat myself up and tell myself I was just so low and messing up so much. Instead, I see myself giving myself a great big squishy hug and saying, hey, we've got a new way. That was the old way. Instead, now you get to enjoy life. You get to create a new action plan. You get to help yourself realize it's okay if you can't do it on your own. The players need a coach. You want to get better. You want to be able to check in with those different laws of attraction, laws of love, laws of understanding yourself. And sometimes we have to learn a new way. And if we don't have it, we need to learn it from somebody else. We learned our language from somebody else. We learned how to walk from somebody else. We learned how to eat from somebody else. We learned how to drive. Everything we've learned was from a book or from education from somebody else. So we give ourselves permission to be okay. If somebody asks us for help, we want them to ask for help. We don't want them to feel embarrassed or ashamed to ask us for help. And so you give yourself permission to ask for help, allowing yourself to see as you're moving into the holidays, this beautiful love washing over you, shifting out of overthinking into joy, shifting out of concerns and any negative abuse talk into, I love myself. I deserve this kindness. I deserve this practice. I can connect and share my thoughts and my emotions. I can work through them. I can set boundaries. I can help my relationships grow and thrive as I help myself to grow and thrive. I can connect and look at what I'm in control of, breathing all of that in, loving myself. I'm loving my mind. I'm loving my body. I'm loving my spirit in every way that I can. And if there's ways that I can't yet, that's okay. I'm getting there. Breathe that in, feel that love and that acceptance, that understanding, that new way of being to fill you up. And just speak over yourself. I'm releasing the label that says I'm a depressed person. Instead, I'm accepting the label that I step into hope. I step into action. I step into love. I step into happiness. And sometimes I might feel depressed. I understand what it needs now. I understand it needs me to understand I need to look through my thoughts. I need to look through my emotions and give it what it needs. Sometimes I don't know how to do it by myself. And I remove any guilt or shame about that fact. And instead, I get the help that I need. Not because I'm broken, but because I need help. Like if someone else needed help, I would want them to ask and not walk around feeling ashamed or guilty to ask me for help. You allow that new change, that new understanding, that new self-nurturing to fill up your subconscious and conscious mind. And you find you're growing stronger day by day. You have these beautiful feelings flowing through your body, your mind, your spirit. Just breathe that in now as it washes over you. And allow yourself to know this is something you get to do every day, just like breathing. It's just going to happen with every breath. I'm breathing in love. I'm breathing in health. I'm breathing in acceptance. I'm breathing in understanding. I'm breathing in nurturing. Practice it now. I breathe in nurturing. And I release stress. I breathe in love. And I release comparison. I breathe in self-acceptance. And I breathe away having to be perfect about everything. I breathe in practicing a new lifestyle. And I breathe out and all around me joy and acceptance. And just notice how you're feeling good now. There's no negative left to breathe out. You're breathing in wonderful. You're breathing out wonderful. As you allow yourself to overflow And so from that overflow, you're pouring out into the world that joy, that change, that peace. And you allow it to remain with you as you practice this to the deep cores of your subconscious mind. It's just who you are and what you practice, flowing over the holidays, flowing over the new year, flowing into your new year, feeling so good, getting the sleep, getting the food, the exercise, the joy, the love, everything that you need, helping yourself to have that alone time, free of any negative thoughts, any negative emotions. And then the time when you're able to take a look at the negative thoughts, take a look at the negative emotions. What are they telling you? What is the guide they're asking you to follow? When you're ready, take in a nice deep breath and hold it. Feeling all of these things seal within you. Seal as if by concrete. They never have to leave you. They're always a part of you, just like every beautiful experience you've ever had. And as you breathe out, allowing the peace, the love, the joy to just overflow out of you. When you feel that all of that is good and sealed, you can allow yourself to open your eyes and just feel so good. Yay, good job. Ah, I'm so glad that you guys were here. I'm glad that you
Thank you for
also
being
brought-
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Tammy. This is the calmest I've felt in a while.
Ah, so my honor. And thank you guys for joining in on the Zoom. And you
Absolutely.
can always join each week, whether on Facebook Live, or you can just chat, or you can join here on Zoom and ask questions. And thank you guys, right? You gave this wonderful experience into the new year. And I will see you guys next week, Wednesday as well, if you'd like.
Sounds great.
Yep, and you can invite anyone that you'd like.
All right.
Thank
Big
you.
squishy hugs, you
Thank
guys. Take
you.
care of you.
Everybody have a good week. It
Yes,
was nice
you
to meet
too.
you.
Oh, and
Yeah,
for those
nice
of
meeting
you on any social medias, Sandy and Cammie do work with me, so they already know how. So I didn't tell them how to work with me. But if you guys want to work with me and don't know how, just message me. You can reach me with my phone number over here and text me. You can go to sparkshope.life /book-online, or just text me. So you guys can also learn the same work. We get to get this information out to the world. This is my mission, and Cammie and Sandy are also making this their mission to help share it into the world. People don't need to feel this kind of stress and strain and conflict all the time. We get to have these things out of our lives, get the blocks out of our lives so we can be successful. Yeah, I'm glad you guys got to meet each other as well.
Yes, it was
How
good to
fun.
meet you, Miss Cammie. Good luck with everything.
I mean, I was gonna not go to the thing, but it's a passion, and it's literally my dream in the world to go to places where sea turtles are like that. So like, if I don't go, I'm shutting my dream off. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's not the
And-
answer.
And it's just about making the extra money up, right? You just got into a place of fear, so you couldn't see that. And now that you see it, it's just like, oh, I can do that. I've done it a million times.
I have.
All right, you guys, you have a great week.
Take
Take
care.
care of you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
ladies.
You're
Bye-bye. Take
welcome.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.